Well, hi everybody, this is Dear Mama Sal, and today I thought I'd give you a day of what did I achieve, and see if that helps any of you. Let me know if it does. I thought I'd start with my tip for the day. I've already taken my meds for the morning, but these are two things that I need to take later on. So what I do is I put them in a little container and leave them in plain view on my counter in the bathroom. So, vanity, I think you call it. So, every time I come into the washroom, I'm going to see that and think, oh yeah, I haven't taken those yet. Because they're out of place. They shouldn't be there. Do you get the idea? It works for me every time. I don't have to think, did I take them, didn't I? I just know that if they're there, I haven't taken them yet. And I put them in there, by the way, when I take my other meds. Right. Now, the other thing is, I don't know if any of you have heard, but I'm away this weekend. And that's not a security risk, because there are people in my house, just in case any of you are concerned about that. So, here I am, already starting to take clothes out that I want to take with me. I've got some sweats that I'm taking with me. I've got my American money, my passport there, and I'll just keep adding. I'm only going for a couple of days, so I don't need to have too much. So that's a step forward on the travel plans. Now, another step forward today. I'm starting to bag up my winter clothes, which is funny because I didn't think I was going to get that far. I've bagged up all my summer clothes and they're under my bed, so now the winter clothes are going to go there. Oh, just a tip, before I put the clothes in there, I spritzed it with some rose flavoured type spray, just so that they are contained within there, so that they won't smell all musty when I take them out again. Now, the other thing is, I'm inclined to be pretty hard on myself. I know that. And so what I thought I'd explain to you is that while I was putting on my makeup, I wrote half the speech that I have to give on Monday. Well, I've been sort of writing it every day while I've been putting on my makeup for the last week, writing it in my head, seeing, okay, and I couldn't quite get what I wanted to talk about. And I know when it's right, because then I go, oh yeah, that's nice, I like that. So I now know what I'm going to talk about. The other thing is, every day as I put on my makeup, I'm also going, what do I need for the trip? And then what I do, okay, so what I do is I come back, and this is trip 1, and so I have already made the card. I did that yesterday, just going to show you. Right, so I take that off. All right. Haven't put those in yet, haven't got that yet. I've taken the quote with me, so I don't need that. And now what else did I think about today? Oh, print. I need to print the address where I'm going and map, because I'm going to go and stay with people, all right? So I just add that on, and then there it is, stuff ready. Now, the other things, topics for Friday, I've sorted those out, so now what I'm going to do is to put those forward to the following Friday, Wednesday, because Wednesday I like to know that I've got everything ready for Friday. All right, so... And so all I do is I have these running all the time, and I move them forward as I take a step. Does that make sense? So here's the next thing I wanted to talk to you about, the whole business about the trailer. You know, I'm trying to get the trailer ready for the following weekend. I'm going to take one more step today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my local service station that has a shop attached to it, a repair shop, and see if they will come and grease up my trailer while I am away. Now, I could call in the local RV people to do it, but you know they'll charge me, RV prices. Whereas the guy who's just half a block away from me will probably have some young buck on his team that would be only too happy to earn a few extra bucks and come and do it for me. And you see, that's how I think about things. So I'm going to pop in there and just see if I'm right, because that could save me a whole lot of money, and it's a step forward. Just asking is a step forward. Does that make sense? I'm looking for one step forward each time. All right. And for those of you who like to see my shakes, today's shake is like a pina colada one. I've got milk. I start, as usual, with a Quaker Oat package, you know, one of those instant ones, which I then crush up into flour. I just put it in the blender and crush it up. And then you're probably wondering what I'm doing here. Well, I find that I've got frozen strawberries and frozen pineapple in there. That's why the pina colada. But what I find is that quite often a couple of bits don't actually get ground up properly. And so what I try to do is to put the liquid through something that's a little bit the same size as the straw in here. And then I can see, okay, fine, those bits obviously are not going to work, so I'm going to throw those away. There's a tip for the day. Oh, and I'm taking this with me on my trip. It's breakfast, but I will drink breakfast. I'm not tied into what time I actually eat breakfast. I'm tied into, did I have something for breakfast? And then, did I have something for lunch? And then, did I have something for dinner? I don't know if that makes sense. I've stopped worrying about what time I eat them, just am I doing it in the right order? All right, I'm off and out now. Because what happened was, as I was walking down the street, I suddenly saw this Jeep in front of me. It looked just like mine. There was a good reason why it looked just like mine. It was. And it was the guy from the shop who turned my car on, and it went. Don't you hate that? I mean, I love it that it went. Anyway, we've been trying to isolate what it could be that caused the problem, but we think it's fixed. It was probably that it'd been sitting for a week, and I shouldn't do that to my car. I need to get out and about more often. So I'm going to try go shopping, and if that all works well, I'll not worry about it anymore. Remember, that's what I said? Sometimes you worry yourself sick without a reason. Now, as I was saying on the broadcast this weekend, I do have a special package, so if I am driving down into the States, I have a package that will tow me from 120 kilometers. That's about 75 miles, I think, which is roughly where I'm going, maybe a little bit more. So we like that. So the lesson here is, did I panic? Did I worry about this weekend and oh my gosh, I won't be able to go? And no, I didn't do any of that. It's just like one step at a time. Let me find out what's going on with the car, or not going on with the car, as the case may be. And I could have awfulized it. I call it awfulizing because that's what we do quite often. And I really must tell you that part of what I've noticed about, for those of you who know that I was diagnosed with sleep apnea and I have a sleep apnea machine, but one of the things that I have noticed since I've been on my sleep apnea machine at night is that my ability to cope with stress, such as this, has vastly improved again. I'm sort of back to almost my usual. And so, which is very nice. Thank you very much indeed. All right, everybody, so I'm going shopping now, and keep your fingers crossed that when I finish shopping it will still work. And if it doesn't, we'll work with it then, won't we? But we'll work on the fact that it's going to work unless it doesn't. Yay! Now the smart thing we'd do, just in case there is a problem, it's not that I'm being negative, is to actually park with my nose out. So if anything has to come and get me, I'll be easy to tow. How about that for clever thinking? Okay. So instead of sitting with my trunk in the obvious position. My boot, for those of you in England. There we go. This is DearMamaSal, off shopping. I thought I could drive a car that didn't have any idling by adjusting between not letting the revs drop quite enough that it would stall, but still have the brake on if I needed to when I came to an intersection. He was pretty impressed with that. He said there are not many people he knows, male or female, that would do that. They would just leave the car where it was and call somebody. So I was happy. I call that sign of a misspent youth. As I said to him, I had driven single-seater racing cars where you had to double declutch, so that's where I learned that skill. So funny. Hi. Well, hi everyone, this is DearMamaSal back again, and just the good news is the car started beautifully. So it was a bit like me, I think, just having a bad hair day or a bad engine day, as the case. Something happened to me in the store that made me think that I should just put it on here in case anybody doesn't do this. I was checking out, and what I did was I asked for some cash, and what the teller did was to hold the cash in a beautiful little stack, 3 stacks of 20, I mean three $20 notes, and then handed me the receipt for me to sign that I was receiving $60. Now, here's the interesting thing. I could not see how many $20 bills she had there. So I waited, and she kept looking at me and pushing the pen at me, and I'm going, you want me to sign for what? She said $60. I said, I haven't seen the $60. I got it here. I said, show me, please, just count it so I can see it. And she sort of rolled her eyes at me, and I didn't mind. You see, to me, what you think of me is none of my business. All I'm saying is I will not sign for $60 unless I can see it's there. And I wonder how many of you just sign away without seeing that it is $60. So just a little thing, because I think all too often we get tied up with, oh, they'll think I'm stupid, or they'll think I'm whatever. I don't care what they think. I'm just about to sign money. I signed that I've received money, and if I can't see the money, why would I sign for it? Good point? You bet. This is DearMamaSal saying, remember to look after one another, but again, most of all, remember to look after yourself. Have a great day. Bye-bye for now.